Hey there, I'm Kelsey from poofycheeks.com, where I share free cut files, silhouette and Cricut tutorials, and a lot of crafts and DIYs. So today's video is once again about sublimation. I have an SG500 Sawgrass sublimation printer, and you would think the first thing I would have made is a shirt, but I didn't. So today I am showing you how to sublimate onto a shirt. This is a Bella Canvas 50/50 cotton polyester blend. And so you can see where it kind of gets that vintage look. The colors are a tad muted compared to if I would have done this on a white 100% polyester shirt. Sublimation does work best on 100% polyester, but you can do it on blends as well. So follow along to see how we sublimated this shirt. Like all designs, this one started out with a specific design my customer wanted. So I purchased it on Etsy, and I just wanted to show you real quick, when you purchase on Etsy, in order to download your files, you're going to click on your image and then purchases. It'll take you to all your Etsy purchases and you click download files. Once you do that, you're taken to all the files that were included with that purchase, and with this one I did get 4 images. So I'm using the top one. I click download and you'll see it automatically starts downloading. This can be different on different computers, but for me, the next step is to go to sawgrassinc.com to the Creative Studio, and I'm going to upload the image that I just downloaded from Etsy into Sawgrass. So I am using a Sawgrass SG500. I will link to all the supplies I'm using and this design down in the description of the video. While we're waiting for that to load, I did just want to say that we are sublimating onto a cotton poly blend shirt. I'm using a Bella Canvas brand shirt, and it is about 50% cotton. I think it's 52 cotton and 48 polyester. Right now I have it set up for an 8.5 by 11, but I want to use landscape. So I'm going to go to the blank products tag and find an 8.5 by 11 sheet that's already set up for landscape. Then I will go back to galleries where I have uploaded my image, click once, and just give it a second to load in, and then you can grab it from the corners to resize it as big or as small as you'd like it. One of my friends orders quite a bit from me, and she is a big Chiefs fan, so when they went to the Super Bowl, she of course wanted this shirt made. Once I have it positioned the way I'd like, I'm going to just hit print in the right hand corner. And then I'll make sure my material is set to polyester and I have the correct paper type. I also want to make sure I mirror this image because I'm going to flip the paper over with the back side up. So if I don't mirror my image, once I heat press the sublimation design to the shirt, it's going to be backwards. Then again, this will load until the print queue comes up, and at that point you're just going to double check everything. You'll see exactly how your paper is going to print, and that way if there's any mistakes, I kind of love this feature. At first it annoyed me, but if there are any mistakes, I can go back and not waste paper because sublimation, the paper and the ink is quite pricey. We are here at the heat press, and this is just a sneak peek at a pair of 100% polyester boxers with a face all over them. So I took a picture and was able to sublimate that. I'm not finished with them yet, but I just wanted to give you a peek at how that was going. The heat press is set to 400 degrees for 60 seconds. We have our Bella Canvas shirt here, and if you just lift the tag, it'll tell you what materials or what the percentage of the materials are in your shirt. I chose this cement colored, thinking it was going to be gray, and it's actually more of a tan gray, but I'm going to open up the bottom of the shirt and separate it so that the bottom layer of the shirt is going to go under the heat press platen and the top of the shirt is going to go over the top of the heat press platen, which I also have a sheet of Teflon on. Since this is dye sublimation and we are working with dye on that printed sublimation paper, it would just go right through the top layer. So that's why you need to separate your layers and be sure to protect your surface with the Teflon paper. Once I get it all centered on here, I'm just gonna try to keep a little bit of that collar where I can see it. I have these little guides that I'm going to be using to make sure that number one, my design is centered onto the shirt, and number two is properly spaced from the collar of the shirt. So owning an Etsy shop where I sell t-shirts, I just really am trying to make sure that I'm keeping everything lined up the way it should be. So these guides work perfect, and I will link to them down below in description. Here we have our sublimation print, and I have it mirrored backwards. It would just line up there. But do you see how there's like some ink on the edge of the paper there? That is with sublimation. Just like with any printer, you know, you can get little flecks of ink or little spots like that maybe got stuck. So we're going to take our scissors and just trim around the design as much as possible to reduce any of that from sublimating onto our shirt. Of course, I'm using the world's smallest pair of scissors today because tell me this doesn't happen to you. I have 4 other pairs of scissors and I can't find a single one of them. I'm going to line this up, then I'm going to remove my guide. After I do that, I'm going to take 2 sheets of just plain copy printer paper and line those up over the design. That way, in case during the process any of the dye sublimation kind of seeps through, it doesn't get onto my Teflon sheet. Then layer the Teflon sheet and press it. After the 60 seconds is up, you're going to come back, you're going to take off the Teflon, take off the copy paper, be careful because it is hot, and then remove the sublimation paper. And look at that design. It is literally dyed into the fibers of the shirt. So you're not going to feel it whatsoever. It's actually just going to feel like any other spot of the shirt. And the colors I think look really good, especially for being the blend and kind of being that cement tan color. I hope you'll follow me on poofycheeks.com. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so that you're notified every time we release a new video. And we are putting up new videos every Friday.